Hey guys, so I want to start off by saying that I really like Morgan Freeman. I think he makes great movies, right? He's got an amazing voice. Like, whatever he says, you want to listen to, you want to pay attention, and you want to, like, do, right? And he's a very convincing person. I think this is the way that most people see Morgan Freeman, right? And, they kind of see him, he's played God, right? In a couple movies, I'm pretty sure, and always plays those types of figures. But he's very influential and stuff, especially with the way he speaks. But just recently, he did like a propaganda video, right? Pretty much pushing for more conflict between Russia and America, right? And I've lost like all respect for Morgan Freeman now. Like, I don't think I'm gonna watch any of his movies now, even if they're really good. Uh, after doing something like that, just shilling for like the Dems and shit to push the whole Russia narrative thing because it's been dying down for a while. Like, yeah, they haven't been pushing as much, so clearly they're like, okay, we need to reignite it a little bit, so let's release this. We don't have any evidence, nothing yet. We still have Mueller or looking at stuff, and he may put Manafort to the wall. He may fuck him over, but maybe Flynn too. But that's about it. It looks like, and so there is nothing, right? So they're just obviously trying to get the public to stay interested in it. So they're going to release bullshit propaganda like this. And they're like teetering on the line of war, right? Like they're walking the edge with this type of shit. Like, I don't think they necessarily want to go to war with Russia, right? But they're willing to push this thing as far as they really have to go. And you know, I don't think Russia wants a war with America. That's pretty much the only reason they haven't yet. You're just lucky America's really powerful. But the whole video starts off by saying, like, America is under attack and, you were at war, right? So that's hyperbolic right off the bat. It's like, really? You were at war? Like, with Russia? Okay, like, maybe proxy war in the Middle East and Syria and other countries like that, but to say that you were at war with Russia, like, a lot of people are going to believe you, Morgan Freeman. They're going to listen to what you have to say. So I really think you should be more responsible. Like, you're an old man. Like, you should fucking know better than to say shit like this. But clearly, you're just a fucking sellout piece of shit. So fuck you. But then he goes off on explaining how Putin came to power. It's like, we all know Putin's a bad guy and he's killed people, etc., etc. And he does try to manipulate things as well, like all countries do, like America does continuously to all other countries. Like, look at the NSA, like, or whatever. They were spying on Angela Merkel. You spy on your fucking allies. So shut the fuck up. And then he goes on to say, like, oh, he uses social media, etc., to spread propaganda. And this whole video that you're doing right now is propaganda. So I don't know what the fuck you're talking about, right? Like, you should look in the mirror and, like, see what you're doing. And he keeps going on, and he's trying to say, like, oh, Putin is trying to sow distrust in Western democracies with the media and with politicians and our neighbors and etc. It's like, no, you've all done that yourselves. It has nothing to do with Putin. Sure, Putin probably has created some bots, blah blah blah, and sent them out, but so does lots of people have bots. America has bots. CIA has bots. A bunch of other countries have bots that they do. China has bots. They probably manipulated your democracy more than anybody else. But, like, just to say, like, whatever they do, whatever these neo-libs do, they project, right? Whatever they're saying that you're doing bad, it's actually what they're doing typically, right? So just throw it back on them, whatever they're telling you, and then you'll know what they're talking about. But he keeps going on, and he's like, oh, Trump has to admit Russia attacked us. And it's like, he's not going to do that. Like, there has to be evidence, which there is still no evidence of Trump colluding with Russia, or of Russia even hacking the electoral system or whatever, because I remember Obama came out and even said that it could not be hacked before the election even happened. He's like, no, it couldn't be hacked. So, like, and then you have James Clapper, right, that's on this committee as well. And this guy's a fucking liar. Like, he's lied to the American public about the NSA. He's like, no, no. And it's like, you watch the video of him lying about the NSA, like, he's clearly fucking lying. And he interjects later on with like, well, not that I'm aware of, or blah, blah, or not that I'm aware of, but something like that to kind of like, it may be happening, but I don't know anything about it. And then he did like the same thing for that wiretapping thing, right? He's like, well, not in my department. I don't know about it. If it happened in mine, it didn't happen in my department. Maybe in some other offshoots or whatever that I don't know about. But other than that, I don't know about it. So that guy's a blatant fucking liar, right? And it's like Rob Reiner is directing it and David Frum, and these guys are just like obviously Hillary supporters, etc. So, you know, this whole Russian narrative thing, this was crafted by pretty much Podesta and Hillary Clinton. And these are the people that created this whole fucking narrative and pushed it out there to try to, you know, sow distrust in the media and, you know, your democracies, and etc. So they're the ones doing it, right? They're the ones doing this shit. So they're the ones they're pushing out all this propaganda and trying to manipulate America, manipulate Trump and the American people into continuing like a conflict with Russia that you really do not need. Like, Russia, Putin is a bad guy, you know, whatever, but that doesn't mean you have to go to war with them, right? Same with like Assad or whatever. Like, there are some bad people in the past that maybe we shouldn't have overthrown, right? And it would be better if they just remained in power, like Saddam Hussein, etc., right? They're bad people, but what's the alternative, right? Same with, especially with Russia. Like, they have a lot of fucking nukes, and they could pose a threat to America. I don't think they would win, but they could definitely pose a threat, and they could definitely do a lot of fucking damage. So, like, they should really stop playing with this and start taking it seriously and just, like, forget about this whole fucking Russia thing. Let Manafort get, you know, pinned to the wall or whatever, but that's pretty much all that's probably going to come of it. Him and Flynn, that's involved with like Turkey or something, right? So yeah, like it's a huge nothing burger. Like, a lot of people on CNN already said in that like Project Veritas video where they came out and said it was bullshit and it was like essentially nonsense. So, you know, they're going to keep pushing this as long as they possibly can until, like, I don't know, the midterms, or, you know, but I think it's going to bite them back in the ass eventually, because they're just going to come out looking like fucking lunatics eventually. But if you like my content, subscribe and have a great day.